I need to inform you that the person whom you shot has passed away. Yeah, he did not make it out of the operating room. That way, a probable cause to arrest you for murder in the second degree. Oh my God. Because the escalation of force given what was presented to you.
So that was the exact moment that a pizza delivery man learned that he killed a father of 6. And now, 2 years later, he finally gets to go on trial and determine his fate. Will a jury of his peers find him guilty, or will they think it's self-defense? So this is what I've been able to find about this case. These body cam videos, the exact moment that 48-year-old AARON Patrick Costello learned that his victim did not make it. So AARON is accused of murdering, second-degree murder, 42-year-old Sean Jemtegard. This happened way back on Saturday, April 22nd, 2023. It happened in the 2500 block of Marvin Road Northeast in the Hawks Prairie area in Lacey, Washington, out in Washington State. You may have heard a little bit about this case because the father of 6 was killed right there in front of his 13-year-old son who was in the passenger seat of the car. He witnessed the whole thing. Basically, it's senseless. It's a senseless road rage shooting that really could have been prevented if anybody had just walked away or driven away. This victim, Sean, also has another son. He was dad to a University of California, Berkeley football star. This son who is now vowing to support his single mother and his 5 siblings in the wake of his father's loss of life. So reportedly, we're getting the details as to what happened here. Sean was shot after he reportedly was cut off by this pizza delivery driver, AARON. Sean, according to AARON, may have followed him to his location and even pushed AARON.
Where was it specifically?
This is right here.
Right here?
Yeah, okay. Then there you let me photograph my man, please. Okay.
And according to AARON, he shot Sean out of self-defense. Now, Sean's wife, Chelsea, was at his bond hearing nearly 2 years ago, and she did say their 13-year-old boy was right there in the passenger seat witnessing the whole thing. So the 13-year-old should be a really good witness and tell the truth as to how all this melee started and amped up. So Sean was the one who ended up with a fatal gunshot wound. Now, the body cam footage I found shows AARON being booked into the Thurston County Jail, and he learns it's for probable cause for murder in the second degree. It shows him being photographed, and plus the exact moment when he finds out Sean died. The way he just goes, oh my God, he puts his head in his hands. It's like life can change in an instant. Life can turn on a dime. His freedom was taken away just like that. But what really happened that fateful night? Well, Sean's wife, Chelsea, said, I am a single mother now of 6 children. So according to one of the GoFundMes set up for Sean in the wake of his tragic death, Sean and his wife were together for more than 20 years, and Sean was the sole provider for their family, so his wife could stay home and raise all their children. How did this whole tragedy begin? Witnesses are saying they saw Sean and AARON get into some kind of verbal altercation, which eventually turned physical. A police officer who arrived at the scene that Saturday night observed several people just gathered around Sean. A witness reportedly applied pressure to Sean's torso as he sat hunched over in a mud puddle. What a horrible way to lose your life. The statement says the officer observed just a dime-sized gunshot wound with no active bleeding on the man's torso, so I'm assuming it must have been just a clean wound with all internal bleeding. Well, AARON, is a pizza delivery driver, or at least he was, and AARON's manager told the police officer that AARON defended himself. This is according to AARON's manager what he heard from AARON. He said that Sean chased AARON in his vehicle and assaulted him prior to the shooting, according to the probable cause arrest affidavit. So after the incident, AARON had just been waiting by his manager's vehicle. He reportedly pointed the officer to the firearm on the floorboard of his vehicle. He called it a .380 pistol. It was later discovered to be a Remington Arms RM380 with a loaded magazine inserted, and they did find a single spent shell casing which was recovered at the scene of the shooting, and police reported it did match a bullet in the chamber of the firearm. Okay, so this is what a witness heard Aaron tell his manager. I'm assuming his manager was right there on the scene or on the phone or something, but the witness said she heard Aaron tell his manager that he did cut off Sean in traffic, and then Sean followed him. She also overheard Aaron alleging that Sean pushed him. So Aaron later told the police officer he experienced chest pain and difficulty breathing due to being pushed by Sean. That's also according to the probable cause statement. So he also said, "All I will say to you is that I acted out of self-defense." Now, in this body cam video coming up, it's just the transport of Aaron to the jail and then him going inside and being photographed, and you can see they do focus on his chest area, some redness there. That's where he alleges that Sean, I guess, pushed him. We don't get a lot of talking out of Aaron because apparently he has invoked his right to remain silent, to wait for an attorney. He obviously asks about the condition of Sean or an update, because that's when the officer gives him an update that Sean just did not make it. And Aaron's just like, he can't believe it.
Right there. I'm not seeing any, they've got some right there, but
Yeah, you remember what I told you? No, I said, I'm just reading, okay?
I'll get an update for you. If you want, I'll get an update for you. If you want to sit, stand, it's up to you. Okay.
Again, we met very briefly in the emergency department of St. Pete's. Yes, sir. I am here specifically for the purpose of photographing you. I'm not here to ask you questions. Understand? My understanding, you invoked your right to an attorney. So again, I have no intention of asking you questions. Okay. But I am here to photograph you. If there is something about you in particular or specific that you want me to photograph other than what I am picking up on photographing, you're welcome to let me know if you choose so I can take a photo of it. Does that make sense? Yes. Okay. You are being recorded on audio and video just like you were advised earlier, I don't doubt. Is that understood? Yes. Okay. So if I could have you go ahead and step out. Right there's just fine. Photographs here. Actually, you know what?
quite well.
Yeah, we could. Yeah.
I think it's there.
Yeah, right here, please. Could you turn your head to the left, please? And to the right. And chin to your chest. And if you please turn around. Okay, and turn back around. Okay, and you turn your whole body to one side, I don't care left or right. And 90 degrees to your right. Sorry, I'm not trying to be complicated. And another 90.
Sergeant Knight, he was seen for his chest,
Okay,
so I don't know.
understood. Go ahead and turn this back on. Want to get this on. Flatten your hands out as much as possible. Actually, do me a favor, go ahead and step over here for me. Place your hands flat on that, just hold it still. But that's here, keep your head all the way forward. Back here. I'll try to be difficult for you. Yeah, you can palm up for me. Oh, very good. Okay, I'm just gonna, mind if I lift your shirt?
I don't know if that's- Where was it specifically?
Right here.
Right here?
Yeah, okay, then there you like me to photograph my man, please. Okay. Be able to pull your hands away from your torso and up your abdomen. Thank you. Okay, hand down, please. Sorry.
Still up.
I'm gonna get it close to the Officer Strickland, are you seeing any? Maybe a little up here.
And can you do this right here?
Yeah.
You see that?
Talking about this?
Well, it's just discolored
Yeah.
from what I'm observing.
Yeah. It feels like it might be part of their bruising or swelling there perhaps. Okay. All right. And might be lift it out, just so I can photograph it. Go ahead and turn around for me, please. Okay.
Pretty safe back. This kind of like this.
plastic scale, which is basically a ruler you want to place on your back.
Okay,
Okay, it might be a little cold.
it's all right.
Got a magnet backing, but get you the best you can without covering that circle. There we go. Okay, thank you, sir. You're welcome to have a seat back in there. As soon as I get this stuff put away, I'll check with you for a little bit and let you know what's going on.
Okay, thank you, sir.
You're welcome. So, I recall the first name is Aaron, I don't mean to be disrespectful, your last name? Costello. Costello. So, I've spoken with the lead detective who got the scene. She's been interviewing witnesses, I interviewed some witnesses. I need to inform you that the person whom you shot has passed away. He did not make it out of the operating room. And so after consultation with the prosecutor's office, after review of the evidence and the statements that we obtained at this time, we have probable cause to arrest you for murder in the second degree. Oh my God. Because of the escalation of force given what was presented to you and other factors that we've evaluated. So there's obviously a process to this. I'm how familiar you are with the criminal justice system. And again, I want to make clear, not asking any questions. I want to let you understand this is the first or the next step. So we have probable cause to arrest you for murder in the second degree. We'll be put into the Thurston County Jail this evening on that charge. The prosecutor's office will obviously get the report, the case, the evidence, etc. They may evaluate that after they look at everything and decide to modify that charge or stick with that charge, whatever they choose to do, right? And then obviously you'll have a right to counsel. If you have your own attorney, you're welcome to contact them, etc. There will be a hearing in which they will decide whether or not, if you don't have your own counsel, whether or not you can afford your own, and whether they will appoint one for you or not. That's where we're at this moment. Okay, so any questions for me? Okay. All right, sir. So I would appreciate your continued cooperation with our officers who are doing their job. We'll give them a hard time. Behavior.
I think I've got some sort of neurological migraine issue.
My body cam's on, by the way. House is ready,
Okay.
if he's ready.
It's on your screen. Murder two, please. Need anything else from me?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Good.
All right, we'll just case.
We'll just cut it back. Or is he okay like that?
Just do this back. He's,
What's his name?
Aaron.
Aaron? All right, Aaron, can I have you stand up? Clasp your hands. Back. Sorry.
They're gonna change you out again when you get there. So your socks are gonna be wet.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Medics did transport Sean to Providence St. Peter Hospital for emergency surgery, but the statement says his injuries were unrepairable. So according to the Olympian, AARON did admit to pulling out his weapon and fatally wounding Sean. Now, it's sad that Sean was the dad to so many children. One of them was a California Golden Bears player, Dylan Jemtegard, and he told KRON he's now focused on stepping it up for his mom and 5 younger siblings. It's sad for all these children to lose their father in such a senseless way, and then the oldest boy to just realize, okay, I've got to step it up and I've got to help my mom take care of all these children. Now, one witness told a police officer she heard the argument between the 2 men and it turned into a fight before the loud pop sound rang out. Now, that witness also told the officer she heard Sean yelling, "Oh my God, you just shot me." Now, isn't that interesting? That's the same thing AARON said, "Oh my God," when he learned Sean had died. Now, another witness said she saw AARON telling his manager, "There's a guy bleeding over there. I just popped him." So way back nearly 2 years ago, this case has been going on from 2023. April 22nd is when the incident happened. AARON made his initial court appearance in Thurston County Superior Court nearly 2 years ago, and he received a $500,000 bond. Now, Sean's wife, Chelsea, asked the judge to keep AARON in prison. Now, I don't know if AARON has spent the entire time since 2023 in prison or not, because I could not find him on VineLink. I could not find him on VineLink listed as an inmate in a Washington prison. If I find it anywhere else, I'll insert it here, but I've been looking through the Washington court records.
We're sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service at this time.
But Chelsea, Sean's wife, said one of the children was on the scene with his father and witnessed his father in the incident. To have AARON basically out and running around would be terrifying at this point. I see that Chelsea attempted to get a protection order against AARON. Judge John Skinder, when he set the bail, he called the case unusual due to its extreme nature, a man being shot dead right there in front of his child. But he was comparing that to AARON's clean record prior to the shooting. So it's not like apparently AARON has any long criminal history record, according to the Olympian. So Judge Skinder said this case is somewhat unusual in the sense that Mr. Costello does not have any prior significant criminal history, but the nature of the allegation is so extreme. Indeed, what would make a man just gun another man down if he weren't necessarily maybe fearing for his life? Or these two just amping it up and not wanting to walk away? Now, of course, the defense attorney has a different viewpoint. Defense attorney Christian Cabrera said that AARON didn't start the incident. He cooperated with law enforcement at the scene. Cabrera said it is very unfortunate, Your Honor. Mr. Costello was just driving back to work. According to the probable cause statement, he did not instigate this. He was just going to work and was confronted by this gentleman that had a child in the car. So this makes me wonder, how is this case going to go? This is one of those cases I feel like it could go either way. AARON admitted he cut this guy off in traffic. It happens to the best of us, especially for pizza delivery drivers. I'm not making any excuses for him gunning down this father of 6, but let's say you cut someone off in traffic. It's happened near here where there was a fatal shooting of a young woman in a Taco Bell driveway because supposedly she cut someone off. But say you're a pizza delivery driver, you're not familiar with where you're going, or you're listening to your navigation or whatever, and you see, oh, there's my exit. And instead of waiting, maybe you cut it too closely. You cut it off and you get off and you cut someone off, you piss them off, and they follow you. Yeah, that is a scary situation. So Aaron has his weapon right there in the car, which is sad, the availability of weapons so much. You want it to be a person who does have one to be able to use it in self-defense, but will this qualify as self-defense? If someone's following you and you see them following you and they want to get into an argument, I don't know if he was delivering his pizza, he was headed back to work. I'm not sure how close this is to his pizza place. Aaron's there. He's allegedly confronted by Sean. Did Sean feel embarrassed because his 13-year-old child was right there in the passenger seat next to him? It could have been an opportunity, and this is not victim blaming at all. This is only if it's true. If Sean felt embarrassed and he had to be a big man to show his 13-year-old, what his dad can do. You're not going to cut me off. I'm going to follow you to your destination. That would not be the correct thing to do. If it's true, if it's truly self-defense like Aaron is alleging. Either way, these men obviously at one point must have both gotten out of their vehicles, argue. Maybe the arguing turned into, I'm going to start, giving you some chest bumps. Aaron feeling most likely afraid because he does seem smaller than the photos I've seen of Sean, who just looks like a bigger man physically. Did Aaron then feel the need to go to his car and just shoot this guy? He probably wishes it had been so different. I don't know if he had his gun on him or what. But imagine the senseless tragedy of this whole melee. Sean, if it's true, should have never followed Aaron. People can cut you off every day in traffic, but you just let it go. Thank you, Jesus. Let me let that go. That person might have made me very angry, but I'm not going to go with any instinct that says to follow them. We've seen movies about this, like that Russell Crowe movie where his life is falling apart. One road rage incident makes him follow this woman. It's never really about the road rage incident, is it? Sometimes it's about everything the person is going through in life. Like the Russell Crowe movie, I can't remember the name of it. I don't think I finished watching it, but he was going through a divorce, so he had something against all women. So my whole point is this could have been avoided at so many turns. If you cut them off in traffic or if someone's following you, you can drive to a police station. You can call the police right there and wait, or drive away, get to a safe location instead of jumping out and confronting them and getting into a tussle and seeing who's going to be the bigger man. It's sad. So now we have a 13-year-old who witnessed their father getting gunned down. We have this pizza delivery guy whose life in essence could be over if he's convicted. Well, so far, one of the GoFundMes has raised nearly $37,000 for Sean and his family, while another has raised more than $12,000. So I've put those links below. And finally, this goes to court. It's taken a long time. I was looking in the court records and I keep seeing the case was continued. Basically, more than 2 years after the incident, Aaron should be on trial. So according to the Washington court's online case search, this case, the state of Washington versus AARON Patrick Costello, is scheduled for a jury trial on April 28th, 2025 at 9 a.m. local time if it's not continued again. Let's hope it's not. It'll be interesting to see where this one goes because, again, I could see it going either way. It depends on what more information and evidence comes out because we kind of have very little, just a few witness statements and everything, but we don't know exactly what precipitated this whole event and how it escalated. 1 Peter 2:24. He personally carried our sins in his body on the cross, willingly offering himself on it as on an altar of sacrifice, so that we might die to sin, becoming immune from the penalty and power of sin, and live for righteousness. For by his wounds, you who believe have been healed. Thank you so much for watching all this. We'll see what happens with this case. Of course, many others I keep following. Just sad, and senseless. All these young, beautiful kids now must keep going in life without their earthly dad. I hope they can turn to their heavenly Father and Jesus for healing, for hope, to get through their grief, to understand why this senseless thing happened, and see justice as God sees fit. I don't know where this case will go. Thank you for watching.